Welcome everyone. This is going to be the top 10 white and artifact art cards that just are awful. Worst artwork ever depicted on a card. Let's get right down to it. Coming in at number 10 is White Ward. White Ward was originally printed back in Alpha. And as you can see, if you look at the top of this card of the artwork, there's a bunch of these upward white icicle looking things, and that is kind of weird. I'm not exactly sure what to make of it, but it reminds me if someone were to be driving really fast down the freeway and they're running from the police, and all of a sudden these spike strips just decide to pop up out of nowhere, and boom goes the tires for the bad guy. Not really a big fan of that. On to number 9. Now, number 9 is another Ward card, this one Black Ward, also coming from Alpha. If you look closely, you can see this is not the best artwork ever. I actually have a friend who has a tattoo that some homeless guy drew on him, which cost him a beer only in order to get it on his arm. Now, that's not really a whole lot of money considering, so you could only imagine that the artwork here is probably not that valuable either. Very plain, very generic, not much going on here. Black Ward, you take number 9. Now we go on to number 8. Now, number 8 is Celestial Prism, and I'm not too fond of this card either because it kind of reminds me of a stamp. You know, you get one of those big old-fashioned ink pads, maybe your mom had one, maybe even a school teacher. I'm not really certain, but it looks like one of those things you just smush into some ink and then off it goes onto a piece of paper and creates a star. Not very creative, not much talent had to go into creating this. Amy Weber, I am a fan of some of your artwork, but this one just does not top the chart. So for the first artifact on this list, coming in at number 8, Celestial Prism, no thanks. Coming in at number 7 is Animate Wall, and Animate Wall is kind of interesting because at first glance you see this woman and she's like, wow, this wall just appeared out of nowhere. This is crazy. I don't know if she summoned the wall or if it was something completely different. Looking even closer, you can see hands and toes and feet and arms, and there are even an upside down face, not looking too happy. He's frowning and he looks miserable staring at this person who either summoned him or is afraid of his big blocky wall substance. Either way, this card, minus its abilities, just artwork alone, reminds me of something really corny and completely unlike my voice. I just don't like this. Sorry, Animate Wall, but you made the list. Onward to number 6 is Sushi. And who doesn't like sushi? Suchai, sushi, whatever you want to do. I mean, you can even eat this in a restaurant. But if you look at the card itself, it just lacks a lot of flavor. I mean, there is like this blue thing in the background. Is it a cape? Is it a cloud? Is it a rose? Is that a guy's face on the bottom right where the blue sticks out? I'm not sure. Is it a staff? I know it's an artifact, but that's about the most I can make out of this. Are those brains up top? Did he just get a new weave? I really don't know what to make of this card. It's definitely going to sit at number 6 because this artifact, second artifact to make its appearance, is just weird looking. The snake, those fangs, just not impressive with the artwork. Mr. Rush, I wish you could have done a little bit more with this one, but I do appreciate the effort, just maybe not. Number 5, Blue Mana Battery. Are those earrings? I feel like I could see them on like an elderly woman. Maybe even my grandma would wear something like that. I'm not sure why she would have that many. Maybe they came in one of those discount packs you'd get at a Kmart or Walmart. To me, it's really uncertain. But what I do see here are these things that almost represent what would appear to be a maze that when you get to the end of it, you realize you're stuck and gotta go all the way back to the beginning in which you came. Is that mountains? Are they really large sitting on top of these mountains? Are these things larger than mountains? Are they in the ocean? Are these earrings that are floating in the ocean? Perhaps they have some kind of raft attached to them. I can't really make it out that well. Are those snowflakes on the top? I am just at a complete loss. I'm not sure what to make of this. That could even be some kind of lint in someone's pocket of their jeans. I mean, there are not really good explanations for why this card's artwork is bad. Amy Weber, you kind of struck gold twice here, I guess. This one definitely made our top 5. Coming in at number 4, another Antiquities, Reverse Polarity. I'm just taking a big, hard look at this, and if you look closely at the guy on the left, his bicep is almost part of his breast. I'm not really sure why it looks that way. Maybe because this person hit him so hard with this spike, it actually caused damage and caused his body to shape or mold into one. I'm not sure. It almost looks like a third bosom, which is kind of weird to say, but I don't know. It seems rather inappropriate artwork. The other guy's wearing a skirt and nothing else. That is just kind of weird. I know Viking days were kind of goofy, but this kind of is over the top. And with him swinging that mace chain ball and action spiky looking thing, I get it's not causing any damage and it's reflecting off him, but come on, that guy just screams, I'm a creep and I'm looking at you, hoping something more will come out of this relationship. And that is just a little scary. Too much for me, guys. Too much for me. Screams Yu-Gi-Oh! Nothing about this sits well with me. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I'm gonna stop talking about number 4. Number 3 is Dumping Field. That's what we're going to call this card, is Dumping Field. I don't see anything impressive on this card either. There's a dagger floating in the midst around this orb. Why is there even an orb there? I get it's supposed to be some kind of protection, but this guy again is drawn in like an animated cartoon. Not very magic-like how we're usually perceiving the cards. So if you just heard my voice squeak at that high of an octave, it's because I'm probably doing something to it to cause that. But anyway, Dumping Field, I don't know if that's like supposed to be some kind of little knife, a dagger, and it's being shooed down the chimney like Christmas Santa Claus, or if it's coming out of the chimney and someone's blowing a giant bubble that we can't see in the background. No matter what, I'm just not thrilled with this card, and that's why it made number 3. We have made it all the way down to the top 2, and thank you for sticking around, because it's crazy you stuck around this long listening to me. Ebony Rhino. Now, this takes me way back to when I was just about 12, maybe 11 years old when Homelands first came out back in 1990. Was that 5? Oh, amazing. Well, back in 95, Ebony Rhino was not even a good card. No cards really from Homelands were good cards, maybe a small handful. Regardless of that, let's take a look at the artwork. Now, what are these little rock things all over him? Did he lay in the mud too long and then rolled over onto a bunch of jewels and got bejazzled? I don't really know. But one thing I can say for certain is that Ebony Rhino, it's just very dull. I think he's laying in a blood. I mean, there's a red background. It's very bright. It can't be describing the sun because maybe that would be yellow or orange. Red is just not his color. And that real big blue, maybe pearl, opal, I'm not sure what it is exactly on him. It almost looks like some kind of button. You know, a little kid maybe would push it. I might push it. Who knows? But it's kind of weird. Doesn't really have a place to sit. Makes me uncomfortable. Also, why is the bottom half of him so black? What is that? I'm not sure. Was he painted that way? Or was the mud, did it charcoal onto him? I'm at a loss for words, guys. I hope you can fill in some blanks here, but the absolute lack of artistic ability here really takes the cake and puts this Ebony Rhino in at number 2 on the list. What we've all been waiting for, number 1. Angel of Retribution. What exactly is happening here? Because looking at this angel is kind of making me nauseous. I'm not sure if it's a guy angel, or if it's a pirate angel, or if it's a really big Irish man with red hair. No matter which way, I'm confused. Especially with those awesome white angel wings, which are just amazing and brilliant to look at. But then you flow down its body quite a bit, get all the way down to its toes, guys. You see near the feet, are those hooves? Is this really a devil? Is this an angel? Are we experiencing some kind of metamorphosis that we're just not too certain of? My mind's kind of gonna explode on this one, and I think yours should too as well. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Is this the worst artwork ever in Magic? I would have to say so. Again, everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. That about wraps up this top 10 list. If you're not subscribed, go ahead if you do enjoy top 10 lists and a little bit of wacky commentary from a guy with a squeaky voice. We can make something beautiful. Thanks a lot. Don't forget to hit the like button. Helps out a lot.